The Lakers evened their series with the Suns last night after a 109-102 victory. Chris Paul was limited for Phoenix, only playing 7 minutes in the second half as his injured right shoulder clearly bothered him. Still, the way AD and LeBron played down the stretch, it may not have made a difference. The duo combined for 19 points in the fourth quarter alone, and Frank Vogel raved about them after the game, saying, quote, "Those are two of the top 5 players in the NBA. We have a formula where those guys carry a big load, especially at crunch time." So, Shannon, what's the biggest reason the Lakers won this one?
Skip, I want to give LeBron and AD flowers because AD was aggressive last night, hence the 21 free throw attempts that he had. LeBron James was great when he absolutely needed to be, made big shot after big shot, big shot. But I believe the main reason that they won this ball game was Dennis Schroeder and Andre Drummond. Now, I told you, Skip, Drum, if you let him do what he does, Bron understands. He's like, he runs hard, he gets rebounds, he gives us extra chances. If I get him on a mismatch or if he gets his guy sealed, I'm going to give him the ball. And so now he stays engaged. He had a double-double at the half. Dennis Schroeder, they couldn't keep him out the lane. He's laying the ball up on everybody. Hit 2 big threes to keep him going, to keep the pace going. So I believe that was the difference in the ball game. Anthony Davis, 34-10, 34 points, 10 rebounds, 3 block shots. Considering the game that he had two nights earlier, he knew that was going to be unacceptable. And LeBron James is just, what do I say? What do I say about the man that can give you a virtuoso at any given moment? But he's not a great shooter. I tell you all the time, regardless of the sport, being great requires you to be great in moments. What good is that if I got 7,500 home runs, but it's the bottom of the ninth and we down 1 and I can't get it? LeBron James ain't a great shooter, I can't tell. Them threes, ask Phoenix to be a great shooter. But the difference, you saw the difference in the ball game, Skip. Look, we're struggling from the three-point lines. There's no secret about that. Mainly KCP. And I love what LeBron did. LeBron swung the ball cross court. KCP has lost a lot of confidence. He passed the ball to Schroeder, and the shot clock goes out. LeBron goes straight to him. I didn't pass you the ball to pass it. Shoot it, KCP. Put his arms around him. Bro, we need you to shoot the basketball. That's what you do. That's what leaders do. He didn't beat him down, trying to boost him up because we know we're going to need KCP at one point. But, Skip, that was the difference. The Lakers played championship defense, and I just don't know without Chris Paul. I knew the Suns were in trouble, Skip, when you said they were getting ready for the tip. And I saw somebody had to help Chris Paul take his warm-up off. I said, that ain't good, Skip. When somebody got to help you take your clothes off, you in a bad predicament. And that's what I saw last night. So they're in a bad predicament. But Drum and Schroeder. Skip, hold on. Were they in Argentina, Peru, South Africa, the Falklands, the Galapagos? Because that's the only place you can see a penguin. I saw a big emperor penguin last night. 6'10" Drum. You're going to beat them words. I told you you're going to eat them words about Andre Drummond. There's nothing wrong with Drum and AD playing together because when they played together last night, they were exemplary. Exemplary.
Okay. I withstood all of the garbage that just got spilled all over the table. And now it's finally my turn. I didn't interrupt. I didn't say, I didn't make a peep over here. But now the floor is officially mine.
Take it away.
I completely devalue and disqualify every last thing you said except for the last thing that you said. All you need to know about last night was that there was one Suns player who this year was actually in the MVP race. We actually discussed him as a legitimate, bona fide MVP candidate this year, and his name is Chris Paul III. Am I right about that? Thank you very much. Not Devin Booker, not DeAndre Ayton, CP3. So yesterday, both you and our man Chris Broussard tried to tell me, oh, he'll be like 85%. I don't know if you put that percentage on, but Chris Broussard said he'll be 85%. I said 85? He was 10% on Sunday, and I don't see any better than 10% last night.
Actually, he looked worse last night than he did on Sunday.
He was like 3% last night. He was so bad that Monty Williams decided to barely play him in the second half of that game, in which he totaled 1 point and 2 assists in the entire second half because he barely played. And the quote from Monty Williams after the game was, Chris wasn't even able to make passes he wanted to make. couldn't even make passes. He was laboring. You could see that he wasn't even running the same way he was during shoot-around, the morning shoot-around.
Right.
So he wasn't even able to run with the bad shoulder the way he was in the morning, as he said. Well, now all bets are off.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, I'm here to declare, this series is now tied 1-1, and it is over. I predicted before the playoffs started that you would win this series in 5 games. I didn't see it happening like this.
Right.
But now you're going to win 3 more in a row, to give you 4 in a row, to give you 5-game, quote-unquote, gentleman's sweep of the Phoenix Suns. And it's sad because Chris Paul has regularly been hurt in big playoff series.
He does.
Just when you think he's in the right spot at the right time.
He got the worst looking.
Up 3-2 when he was in Houston, obviously with James Harden, over Golden State. He pulls his hamstring. It's always something with Chris Paul.
They got hurt in Clippers, and the Clippers also.
He did. Got hurt in the Clippers. He actually came back from the quote-unquote dead to beat my Spurs in 2015 on the night of, or actually the afternoon of May 2nd. It was that night Pacquiao and Mayweather fought in Las Vegas. But the point is that here we go again with Chris Paul. I'm pretty sure he's basically shut down, done. So I don't even expect him to play. What are these games? This would be Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
I would shut him down and not play him until Sunday. That's what I would do.
Okay. So you're going to win Thursday night, and you were going to win last night. I told you on the show yesterday, this is a cakewalk. This is a mismatch. And what did the odds makers? They were screaming at you. What did I tell you yesterday? Wait, Phoenix was a 2.5-point favorite in game 1, and all of a sudden the Lakers were a 2-point favorite last night. It was a 4.5-point swing, and it was strictly because those people who set those numbers, they know. Maybe they're getting some inside info that they shouldn't be privy to, but they're saying, no, he's hurt.
Exactly, Skip. You know what a great player, doesn't matter the sport. When he's injured, that's going to swing that line. Okay,
it swung it dramatically, and it swung the psychological advantage completely to the Lakers. So I give you, listen, AD came out, as he said, I'm going to come out and assert myself.
Right.
And he kind of over-asserted himself early. If we could see the kick play,
he hit it with that Draymond. That Draymond.
Yeah, well, that was beyond anything I've ever seen. That was way beyond Draymond. Here he is. Jay Crowder's up into him, and he just boots him right into the man region. Just nailed him. Kaboom.
Man, get up. That ain't hurt that bad. Jay Crowder.
It looked like a direct hit.
Yeah, man, stop.
Okay, so obviously AD said after the game it wasn't intentional. I have no history of doing this. It looked like it had some purpose to it. I got to tell you, I would err on the side of it was not intentional because of who he is and how he operates.
Right.
But I do think he was overamped. And I do think that their team had been rubbed a little raw by what Chris Paul did to LeBron the other day. And what is Chris Paul's legacy for cheap shots? They're below the belt shots. It started against Julius Hodge in the ACC tournament, right? When he was back at Wake. And the point is, it almost seemed like a subliminal kick from AD, like, I'm going to get even with you guys somehow, some way, because I've never seen him kick like that on a jump shot. Have you?
No.
I know you kicked to try to put a little more oomph into it to get it there, but it wasn't that deep.
I think what happened, Skip, is that once he felt the foul, he needed a little bit more oomph to try to get it. He was trying to get an and-one.
I got it, but it looked like it had a little purpose in the kick. And it was a flagrant one, and he deserved it, and we get that. But I think it was also part and parcel of AD said, I can't let the king down again.
Right.
I got to come out strong. And his history has been, when he comes out strong, he stays strong through the game.
He said that he hit a three-point shot, and he was running back down the court. He said, I told you I got you. He said, I got you.
I saw that. Yep, okay. Well, he got him. And by the way, if I can pull out my fourth quarter box here, I know Jenny just read that AD and LeBron combined for 19 points in the fourth quarter. AD had 14 and LeBron had 5. So let's not exaggerate that.
Whoa. Don't do this, Gil.
Yeah,
don't do this.
14 and 5. I'm looking at the stats right here. 14 to 5.
AD shot 10 free throws.
Yeah, he did. Well, that counts. Do they count? And guess what? Not only did he shoot 10, he made 9. Did you see that, LeBron?
Hold on. But did you see the shots that LeBron was making in the fourth quarter, Skip?
I saw one good shot was the baseline turnaround. I'll give you that one.
Well, what about the one at the top of the key? What about that three-point shot?
Okay, but that's front running. The game was way over. It was too. They put up like 8.
I don't know if it was over.
No. Don't do it, Skip. See, why you do that?
I'm just doing it because that's what happened. So look here's the shame of it. Remember, your team was up 15 mid-third quarter.
Right.
Remember, Chris Paul's not playing, so Phoenix has lost heart, and yet the Lakers kind of sleepwalk into the fourth quarter. They're up 7 at that point.
That's Frank Vogel's fault because Devin Booker checks back into the game and they don't get the ball out of his hand and he makes like 7, 8 straight points. And I'm like, Vogt, get the ball out of his hand. Okay. Make someone else cook. If Jay Crowder can do that, if Mikal Bridges, even Cameron Artis he played well he played well the whole game, Skip. And they might have to go on him because he made some big shots, driving the ball, made some good passes. If somebody else, Devin Booker is not going to beat me.
Okay. So what happened with 5:39 left in the game? Phoenix came all the way back on an 8 and dunk to be up 1 point. They were actually up 1 point. And guess who took over as you won the rest of the way? You won the rest of the game 20-12. You went on a 20-12 run, and 12 of those 20 were scored by Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So as LeBron correctly said after Sunday's game, basically, we go as he goes. When he comes back to be an AD, then we'll be the Lakers
Well, it's
again.
kind of hard, Skip, for both of these guys to be aggressive because you don't want to get in the other guy's way. So it was AD started out. You see AD put his head down. He's like, I'm